Welcome back, guys. Now finally looking at EURUSD. Remember, we have already looked at dollar index and USD/JPY, and we are expecting a weaker dollar. So now you're looking at EURUSD. It clearly means we are going to be looking for bullish movements on fiber, right? So we're expecting market to trade to the upside. So you can already see the structure that we have on a monthly chart. Momentum, monthly strength is to the upside. We have left off this strong demand area here. You see, price seems to have finally took off. It's the first time since July 2019. That's a year already, right? It's the first time that we have had two consecutive bullish monthly moves to the upside. That's crucial. You see, that there in itself is you defining your monthly bias, like where is the price going to on a monthly time frame. So we have already taken note that price has lifted off from a strong area of demand, and June and May strong bullish. This was coupled also with the weaker dollar. So I'm anticipating fiber in the coming month or a month and a half to be strong bullish all the way back to $14 and probably clearing the stops above that level. So now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna define, first things first, I'm going to define the range that I'm working with. And when you look at the market structure the past 3 or 6 months, we've got a down candle here, right? So that's our bullish order block, which was respecting last year's July down candle, right? So now this one is now our bullish order block. So I'm gonna mark out the closing price of that candle, which is coming in at 1.095, right? $1.09 1.09507, if I'm not mistaken. If I'm not mistaken, that's the price point, and this is my monthly level, so it's gonna be a solid black line, correct, right on the price. So that's my closing price of my bullish order block. Now if we look at this structure here, we had this up candle here, but you can clearly see it was broken here, right? So now this becomes our bearish order block on a monthly chart, and the closing price is 1.12333. Right, that is going to be a very important level to take note of. So you might find out that the price points that I'm talking about here, they might be different to your platform's price. It's because we've got different brokers, guys. I'm using FX Pro, so if you're not on FX Pro and on MT5, these levels might be a couple of pips difference, but it's all the same level. And now remember, with institutional pricing, you just round it off to a whole number, like this level which I just marked, the 1.12333, you can just round it off to 1.12330. So now already I have defined the range, right? Remember, we've got buy stops above last month's high, right? So I'm going to highlight that. You can clearly see there's no need to beat about the bush when it comes to reading your price action. Make sure you know the concept that you are trading and what you are looking for, right? So we've got buy stops there, right? So I'm going to mark out that we've got our buy stops, right? So that's buy stops above what was the high on this candle here. So that's 1.14217, right? We've got buy stops above that, and then the low of this candle here, last month's price action, we've got sell stops, right? So the low is coming in at 1.10997. 997. So we've got sell stops below, right? Now, with us anticipating bullish moves to the upside, already I've defined the range that we are going to be working with. So it's the closing price of our bearish order block, including the candle's body. Remember, including the candle's body. And we've got the closing price of our bullish order block. Price is trading right above that price action. Then we've got the buy stops and the sell stops level. So now if we are anticipating dollar to be weak, where do we anticipate fiber to trade to clear up these buy stops above here? So now I'm gonna go to a weekly time frame. Let me just zoom out so that you can clearly see the price action that we are working with, right? So this is my weekly level. So we've got buy stops below here, and then we've got our sell stops above. So now looking at this structure here, right, looking at this weekly structure, there's an interesting, you see these two equal lows and this high. We've got a fair value gap here. Now that's interesting. You see, we've got a fair value gap. Let me mark it out properly. So we've got these two equal lows, high probability area for sell stops. Then we've got this high here. Let me just make sure my lines are straight to the pip. And then I'm gonna make it a blue dotted line so that we know we are dealing with the fair value gap. So this blue dotted line, the range in between, is gonna define my fair value gap. Right. Okay, I just need to extend this a bit. So you can see we've got a price action area where price hasn't traded back to. So that's what we call a fair value gap. This is our fair value gap, and in the near future we expect price to close that gap and rally to the upside. You see these weeks, it's too weaky. Price is rejecting higher time frame from a weekly bullish bearish order block. So this fair value gap is very important. Take note. Take note of that fair value gap. Right, so that's our fair value gap, and then we've got stops below. So there is potential that we could see price trade lower, close the fair value gap and clear the stops before we see a continuation to the upside, or we could see price trading all the way to take out the buy stops above this range here, coming in at 1.14190. So this is something that you have to take note of on the weekly chart of EURUSD. So now I'm going to go to a daily time frame. Let me zoom out a bit so that we can clearly see the price action that we are working with, and you can already see the price action that we have here on a daily time frame. There is clear evidence that market is showing willingness to trade to the upside. You see, since it rallied, it hasn't moved much to the downside. So that's a clear sign that we could see further continuation of bullish moves to the upside. So now looking at daily time frame, you can see we've got our last up candle, our last down candle here, determining a bullish order block. So the 1.11682 and 1.1143 zone is an ideal area to load long positions to the upside. You see, expect market to trade like this, or it can trade all the way to clear up the buy stops. But now remember, this is gonna be decided once we see how dollar is trading. If we see dollar rallying, there's a good chance that EURUSD is gonna drop down, clear up the stops, and then trade higher, right? But if there's a continuous rally or strength on dollar index, then expect EURUSD to trade all the way down, clear the stops, and trade to our monthly bullish order block. So now let me drop down to a H4 price action. So now on the H4, you can clearly see we've got these equal lows here, like 1, 2, 3, 4. There's stops below that, and you can see price can really trade to the downside, fill up the fair value gap. Remember the zone between our dotted lines here, that's our fair value gap, and trade to the upside, or it can trade to the upside, clear up the buy stops above these equal highs here, all the way to 1.1420. But remember, this is now determined with the price action that will be happening on dollar index. So it's not like you're going in blind on EURUSD. You see, you're not going in blind. So I'll only be interested on trading fiber once it comes down to this 1.1167, or once it clears up these equal lows here. You see these ones here. Once price action clears up, then I'll be anticipating market to move to the upside, since I'm expecting a weaker dollar. So I hope you guys have learned a thing or two, and I hope you have seen now how I do my market analysis, how I break down the price action. Of course, there's a lot that I didn't talk about, since these videos are going public on YouTube. The guys in the mentorship, you are going to get more in regards to what to look out for, or once price gets to an area where I'm interested in, then I'll be letting you guys in the group know. So yeah, that's pretty much about it. And these 3 videos, they're also going to be in use in the coming weeks forecast, so there won't be any Sunday forecast. These videos are going to be the ones that we are going to be using in the coming week. So yeah, if you haven't joined the group, if you want to join, just let me know. Send me a message or email or whatever. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, guys, if you want to receive more of these types of analysis, just subscribe and make sure you click the notification button so that each and every time I upload a video, you get it into your inbox. So yeah, that's pretty much about it. Some are gonna say that was a bit of a long. This is what we do, guys. We break down the price action properly. We read what the market structure is telling us, and we don't use indicators or anything. Yes, there are some indicators that the guys can use, but those are just to confirm or to aid in the analysis that we would have done nakedly. So yeah, with that being said, I wish you guys good luck and happy